fiber magicians. Let's have some fun with fur. If this cat looks familiar, you might have seen it on YouTube or in the Fiber Magic Coven. It is the mascot of tarot for today. What do you think? Oberon and Banshee asked me to crochet a likeness of their cat, their tarot cat. It was painted by their granddaughter, so that makes it very special, right? Oberon and Banshee pull cards every day, and they post it to the Fiber Magic Coven, and we really appreciate that. What I like about Oberon and Banshee is they do not sugarcoat anything. There have been plenty of days where I've gotten on there and I've read what they had to say, and I thought, I need to do a better job. And what is the point of daily divination if you're not going to use it to do a better job? Okay, so they started out wanting one, and then they decided two because they want to give one away, and then they decided three because, of course, the granddaughter that drew it in the first place needs one, right? So, mazel tov, we got triplets, and thank goodness they said, don't worry if they're not identical. Which anyone who crochets amigurumi and stuffies knows that that's pretty impossible to get them to be identical, even if you tried. So that took the pressure off me. I made them exactly the same, but as you know, when you stuff something, there's a little more here. When you sew it together, there's a little more there. And then when it comes to the fluff with the fur, this is the fur I'm talking about here. See? You just don't know which way that's going to go. I'm going to get some hairspray and style this hair. Or just leave it up to Banshee and her granddaughter to do that. Now these poor fellas, they look, oh boy, they're headless. Let's see what we got here. And here's another example of a little bit different. Everyone's going to be a little bit different. Now this is what that face looks without the hair. What it looks like without the hair. Looks like a jackalope or a bunny rabbit or something, doesn't it? It's quite different. Let's see. Get the shadow. It's the same but different, right? And the little tongue, this one's kind of in the middle, kind of sideways, and this one's sticking out on the side. Do you ever see a cat do this? This is a blip. When they sit there with their tongue sticking out, I have a black cat, and Jasmine does that all the time, especially when I come home after being somewhere where there was another cat. This is how they collect a little bit more information about where have you been. Okay, there's 3 phases here. This is the first phase when you're putting on hair. This is the straight up. Let's see if I can move this guy back a little bit so you can see this guy a little bit better. All right, now, so this is very rock star if you leave it like this. And you can, like if you're making a stuffy and you want it to have hair, you can definitely leave it like this. The way you do that is you take these little pieces of yarn, okay, and you fold them in half like this. You take a crochet hook. I use a size F crochet hook. A smaller crochet hook is better for this. You just find a place where you want something like this, where you want a hair, and you just pull it through and grab it and pull it through. Get both things through, tighten it up, and there. That's your hair. I think my hand was in the front of that. Let me get this better. Oh my goodness, you headless thing. You headless little beastie. Okay, I'm going to use one head to help the other. Alright? I'll use the black for contrast. So here I go. Got this. Bend this down a little bit so you can see it. There we go. Alright, so I fold this in half like this. Alright. And I find a place where I want some hair. I pull the loop through, and then I yarn over both of those ends, and I pull it through the loop, and I tighten it. Yeah. That's the same thing that you do in macrame to like make a hanger. To put your, when you start and put your lengths of macrame cord on whatever you're macrameing onto, a stick or a hoop. Blip. All different. All right, now stage number 2. There we go. This is called 4-ply yarn for a reason. If you untwist it, you can separate it into 4 pieces, 4-ply. This is the most tedious part of this whole operation. Okay. Every one of these strands have to be separated into 4. See that? I just separated one piece into 4. Every single one. So this is a good thing to do while you're watching TV or listening to a book on tape or just hanging out with the fam, talking. Maybe you got another pair of hands in the house that will help you with this. I've done that before. Like if I put Rockstar hair on both of these and hand one to Carl, he will untwiddle while we're watching TV. So get everybody involved, especially if you're making 3 cats. All right, I'll do a few more just to, yeah. So did I tell you one of these cats is going to be a giveaway? Yeah, Oberon and Banji have a YouTube channel, and it is called TFT Tarot for Today, and they go live all the time. You should like and subscribe so you'll get a notice every time they're on. They're doing stuff. They gave away a copy of Fiber Magic, a witch's guide to spellcasting using crochet, knotwork, and weaving. Written by yours truly. And they did that back in November. Yeah, so that was cool. But now they're giving away a Fiber Magic made kitty cat. Now, while I'm untwiddling, I'd like to talk a little bit about crocheting things from a picture. So I had that one picture of the cat, because that's all there is. It was drawn. And I stared at it for a long, long time. For many days. And I thought about it. And I prayed on it. Whatever else that you want to do. And I got an idea about that cat and picked out some of the basic characteristics that would really scream that cat. One thing was this pointy chin. I definitely knew it needed a pointy chin, right? And I definitely knew that it needed these fluffs, tufts of hair. So I knew I had to do this. I couldn't just crochet, a bunch of triangles and sew them on there. It wouldn't be the same because it had to curl around. It had to have some movement to it. Those are the two things that I thought most depicted this cat. This chin, and then these tufts of hair, and this swirl in the front, That. I gotta put the camera back up. There we go. This swirl in the front, it's like so Elvis, This is, yeah. It had to do that. Had to be these tufts. So that's why I decided on using this fur technique. This fur technique could be the top of a wishnick. Remember those? Could be a troll. You know that animated series, The Trolls, that are so popular? This is the same technique that those patterns use. So after I decided that those two were the main characteristics. Stand up. Oh, he's got a tail in the back. I had to imagine the tail. I had to imagine what the bottom of him looked like because it's not in the picture, So don't get too stumped by it. You want it to look like the picture. You want it to look like it's the same cat, but hey, the last time somebody took a picture of you, was that exactly you in every position, in every moment of your life? No, of course not. It was just a moment. So you take that moment and you have to make it into a three-dimensional cat. Yeah. So don't be too hard on yourself. Meditate on it. Decide the 2-3 major characteristics that it has to have to resemble that cat or dog or whatever. And then go for it. Just go for it. And people will say, they'll look at it and they'll go, oh yeah, I see it. All right, that's good enough. Okay, so I got a tuft. Now this is stage 2. And you can leave it like this if you're designing your own, right? Kitty cat, monster, what have you. Definitely you can leave it like this. This makes great hair, and it stands up and it flops around, and that's great. But that's not what this cat is all about, okay? See how I got some dark in there too? I got some dark and some light So that's a good contrast. Now let's see what happens when I take this dog brush, metal dog brush that I got at the dollar store, all right, and I get his ears out of the way, and I brush that hair. Brush that hair, brush, 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 brush. Get all the kinks out of the front, then turn it around. Oh, we're kinky in the back. Now you'll get all of this done. You'll do it all at one time, so you won't have to worry about that getting in your way, holding that out of your way. And you just brush, 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 right? Now you're going to think that all of your yarn has come off in this brush, and a lot of it has. But don't worry about it. You're not going to get all of it. But what you're going to do with this, once it's like a whole big globule, that's what you're going to use to cover the back of the head. And I put that down with Gorilla Glue or rubber cement. This is Elmer's rubber cement. Once you've got all this tufty tough out of the way, all fuzzy, and then you make the back nice and flat. Yeah. I mean, you can fill the whole head in. You can fill the whole body in if you want to. But this right here is just this in the back, see? And it's pieces of that fluff. And you can get some hairspray and go over it so that it stays where you want it to. I kind of like that flat look in the back. But that's up to you. That's your design. And how much of the twiddling you want to do. And that's all there is to it. What do you think about that? Then you've got this fluff right there. You've got fluff in the back. And then you can style it, right? And this cat will be all fuzzy like that cat. So it's a 3-stage process. First you put the yarn in, then you untwiddle it, and then you brush it out and save all that fluff for the back of the head. Where is it? There. And you put it on in layers with some nice thick glue. All right. So I think this is the one they're going to give away because I put the TFT on that, so everybody will know whoever wins it. I got to get this hair done. I got to get those heads on because it's gruesome right now. I know it's gruesome, but it's a process, and I want to get these two Oberon and Banshee as soon as possible so that someone's going to win one. You better start watching every day just in case so you don't miss out. And this is the moon card that a representation of the moon card that the cat in let's see, there, that the cat is holding, see? The cat is holding the moon card. And now I see that the moon is upside down because I put a maiden moon on there and it's a crone moon. You know what? I should have known that. Being the crone that I am. Oh, Banshee, forgive me. All right. So, tarot for today and fiber magic together again. Like and subscribe. Tarot for Today on YouTube and Fiber Magic on YouTube. Yeah, I like it. Stay crafty, my friends, as always. Join the Fiber Magic Coven. Let's see what you're making. I would love to see what you're making. And merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again.